playing Billy, or the Blue Ranger, in this awesome Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Well, I mean, I was born in '93, so I wasn't there like when it started, really. I mean, though I grew up when it was popular. I grew up right in the middle of it actually being something that kids actually watched. And it was, being a 5-year-old and having something on basic television that's that action-oriented, and with that cool of a premise with like aliens coming down and teenagers and martial arts and karate, it's great. And also, it was very popular, so that means that I was subject to a lot of the advertising that went along with it, like the merchandise. Like I believe I dressed up as Billy even for Halloween once, and yeah, so it was a lot of fun. And being able to, it was a great show because a lot of other shows like Pokemon or Batman, it's just like Ash Ketchum or Bruce Wayne and then Robin a little bit. But the Power Rangers, they're a team. So you and all of your friends, and even like if there's like a girl or like 2 girls in your friend group, then they could be in on it, and everyone could have their Power Ranger that they always like play with that action figure, or they always pretend that they're that Power Ranger on the playground, and it offered for lots and lots of fun recesses. AJ Films is a really cool studio because I think it is a step above a lot of other independent film studios that you could see out there, because every next dollar is going to making sure that it's the best production that it possibly can be. The fact that we aren't a multi-million dollar company isn't deterring from the fact that any ambition in the project. I'm really excited to be working with these people because they're all excited. Aaron is a really fun director to work with, Aaron is a really fun casting director to work with. Same thing with Jeff. Both of them were hilarious and great for giving direction and really know where these characters are and what makes them say what they say and what makes them do what they do. And being an actor, that is really all that you can ever want from someone running the production. Okay. I'm really excited to be working on this because I get to be the Blue Ranger. I wish I had a time machine so I could go back and tell my 6-year-old self, do you know what, you're going to be the Blue Ranger one day. Right now you're playing with the Blue Ranger action figure, and you're always, I know that you're the little nerdy kid in the class, except one of these days you'll be the nerdy kid on screen with an explosion in the freaking background. I think the big thing about this with the props and costumes is the fact that when I was a little kid, I've experienced the god-awful side of Power Rangers props and costumes. When Power Rangers was a huge thing, I was a Power Ranger for Halloween. I got like the suit, and it was terrible. They didn't come with the boots or anything, so you're this little 6-year-old running around with a spandex one-piece Power Ranger suit with like the belt actually like sewn into the costume, and without boots. We had to run around in our tennis shoes, and I'm like trying to get blue tennis shoes so that it could kind of look like that, and no gloves or anything, and we weren't able to bring any of the weapons to our schools, even though that they were like, it's like a little Zorg blaster thing. There's no way that no one could think that someone could think that this is an actual gun, but and the helmets were terrible. They were just a plastic piece of crap. It was like a giant bottle cap glued to your face with a few eye slits and a mouth slit too, so you could kind of like breathe through it, except not really a mouth slit, so why even put it there if you can't breathe in it anyway? I mean, it's just enough, and we always had, being a little 6-year-old, you knew how ridiculous it was. You're like, hey, look at this, and putting your tongue through a little slit thing, you're like, eh, and it was terrible. But with this, they're actual props, they're actual suits. This is as realistic as the original show. The original show didn't have that big of a budget, and it turned itself into a multi-million-dollar thing. So here we are, AJ Films has put forth the ambition in order to find as realistic of props and costumes as it possibly could, and those companies delivered. I put on some of the gloves, the Red Ranger gloves, at my first audition, and it was great. It felt lifelike. I could actually feel the energy of the costume going into me, and I think that the energy of the costumes and the props will transfer with us, and eventually add to the whole feeling of this being a legit Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. After this experience, I mean, I don't know, because this seems like the kind of life-changing experience that I could be a part of, because it'll be me living the dream. I remember when I first had the revelation that I want to be an actor, it was because I thought back when I was a little kid, and I looked back on the shows that I remember looking back on the shows that I watched, and like even the commercials, and thinking, do you know what, that is so cool. I could so totally be in that show or in that commercial or something. And then I thought, you know what, it'd be great to be an actor. And being a part of this, it's the combination of so many things awesome. I couldn't even believe it when I got the email that this was a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, not just like a Power Rangers Space or Power Rangers Next Generation thing, but a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is great, and I can't wait until filming, until post-production, when we actually get to see this thing edited. And even afterwards, I could totally see this being a huge thing where we can go to Morphicon or Emerald City Comic Con and be walking over as legit Power Rangers, not just some people in suits, but we'll be one of the few people who actually, dressing up for their cosplay things, have something that legit. I mean, someone could have a good cosplay of something, but there isn't a professional company that makes a Mario suit or something. Or even if you were to dress up as Mario, you'd be sort of like you couldn't really be like a fat cartoon-looking Mario. This is live action, and we're the live action people in the actual suits. So I could totally see this gathering lots of publicity. We could get our pictures on IGN, our pictures up on different message board forums everywhere, and getting a great, and the fact that we have a movie along with it, the people will want to watch it. I mean, this is really a long ways down the road, but what's stopping it from getting enough popularity to have us get this thing shown on Disney, who I think has the rights to Power Rangers? I mean, if we could have our, as long as we keep this at least PG rating, then it'd be great to show on Disney XD or whatever, where they actually still, that's the one show the channel that actually shows Power Rangers still. So I think that, given the fact that this is something that so many people are putting their hearts into making so realistic, well, as realistic as you could get to the original show, that it can get as big as the original show is.